Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veronica and I run a small business called Looping Teddies where I mostly sell crochet plushies, and I've recently been adding some other product types into my small business like home decor items and crocheted wristlets and scrunchies. So lots of different items and lots of fun stuff. And in today's video, we're actually doing something very exciting and something that I have been prepping for such a long time. We're going to my first ever Christmas market. I'm so excited. I have been prepping for months for this season because I have 3 more Christmas markets coming up after this one, but this is the longest, so this one is a 3-day market event. I've never done a 3-day market before, and I've never done a Christmas market before, so lots of new things this week. But I'm super excited about all of this, and I have actually already packed up most of my stuff. That's why everything in the background is looking kind of messy, but we're about to head out to the market. It's currently Thursday today. The market starts at 4 p.m. today, and we have to be set up at 3. So I want to leave at 1 because I have to drive there for about half an hour. I have to find parking. It's right in the middle of the city, so I'm not sure how easy that's going to be to find parking there, but I just want to have lots and lots of time to do my setup for this market because, as I said before, it's my first ever Christmas market and I have quite a lot of changes planned for my setup. First of all, for this market, we're only getting a 4-foot or 1.20 meter table, so it's a tiny table. The venue or like the organizers are providing the table, so I don't need to bring anything like that. So it's a very simple packing situation for my car today. So I don't need to bring a table, I don't need to bring a tent because it's like in a big tent. But I guess we will see about that in just a little bit once I have arrived at the venue. So the only things that I need to take are my chair, my inventory, tablecloths and displays and stuff like that. And then I recently bought a shelf that I will put in front of my table. I asked the organizers about that beforehand because 4 feet on a table is not that much space for me with lots of different items. So I am able to bring a shelf to this market, and I think that I will set up most of my plushies on this shelf and then have my table for the other product. But we will see all about that. I did not get to do a mock setup beforehand, so we will figure all that out on the go. But as I said before, I'm just about to leave. I will pack my car in a second and head out there, and then we will have an amazing market day today. Oh, I also wanted to tell you today the market is from 4 to 10, but I will actually not be there the whole time because today is my boyfriend's birthday, so I want to spend some time with him, especially in the evening, because right now he's working. So I talked to my mom about this and she will take over my booth for tonight. So we're meeting up at 6 at the venue and then we will run the booth together for about half an hour, and then she will take over and I can go home and spend some time with my boyfriend. So we will see how I will take you guys along for that because I'm not there the whole time today. But then the other 2 days, so Friday and Saturday, I will be there the whole time. On Friday it starts again at 4 and I'm not sure, I think it goes until like 11 on Friday, not entirely sure about that. But then on Saturday it's kind of like a big day. The market starts at 12 on Saturday and it will go all the way till midnight. So that's kind of like a crazy long day, but I'm super excited. I'm super pumped. I hope that you guys enjoy this video as much as I am currently enjoying doing all of these markets. So I believe I will check back in with you probably either at the venue or after the time lapse of setup. Okay, so quick little check-in for after the booth setup. It's such a difficult booth setup in there because the tables are actually tiny. Like, I knew what a 1.20 meters table would look like, but I'm struggling so hard. I will show you the setup in just a second. Also, the whole tent situation is so tiny. I'm really interested to see if any people at all step into that tent because you kind of have to go through a very small entrance to enter into the tent. So we will see about that, but I am not very happy with my setup. I've changed it like 10 times already, but I can't figure out a way where it's not super cramped and crazy looking. But we will see about that. I think the thing that I'm struggling with most is that I have two very different types of products and they kind of don't mix super well. So I kind of need way more space to actually display everything nicely. So that's kind of difficult. I also know that I will probably not be able to check in at all because, as I said before, the tent is super tiny and we're kind of crammed in there, all of the vendors. So we will see. I doubt I will be able to check in. I don't even have any place to put my usual setup with my cash box and everything. I will have to figure that out like kind of behind the table. So it's actually like super difficult to set up. And yeah, I'm not super happy, as I said, and we will see about how the market goes, but now I will show you the setup. Good morning, friends. It's now market day 2, and let's do a little bit of a recap for day 1 because I feel like I didn't really take you guys along all that well for that market day because it was kind of stressful and very different than I was expecting the day to turn out, because I knew beforehand that the space was going to be very small. Like a 4-foot table is not big, but the thing that I didn't realize is that the tents that we are placed in are super tiny and there's just a very small entrance to get into that tent. I thought that they were going to be bigger and all of the vendors would be in one tent, but there's several different tents with, I believe, 6 vendors each. So not a lot of people in this tent. It's very tiny, it's very cozy. I believe I took a bit of footage of what the situation inside the tent looks like yesterday. There's just no way that I could be filming inside there because if I was talking to a camera in there, everybody would notice, and I'm not confident enough right now to do vlogging in public like that. So for now, I probably won't be able to get any check-ins throughout the days while I'm at the market. So that's why I'm doing a bit of a recap of day 1. Also, as I said before, yesterday I was only at the market for 2.5 hours and then my mom took over. So I didn't get a lot of footage because of that as well. But let's do a bit of a recap for day 1. So it was a Thursday night. So I didn't really know how busy a Christmas market would be on Thursday night. And when it started out at 4 o'clock, it wasn't really busy. I didn't make my first sale until I believe like 45 minutes into the market. So there was not a lot going on. But at the same time, at a Thursday at 4 o'clock, most of the people are still at work. So there's no surprise that people only started showing up at around 6 or something. So it really got busy after I left. I made a couple sales before I left. Let me check that. My mom sent me some pictures of my little spreadsheet that I always do at markets, my little tracker of what sold and when and how much it cost. So before I left, I had only made 5 sales and I had sold 6 items until that point. And then after that, my mom sold quite a lot more. So in total, we made 36 sales yesterday and a couple of people got more than one item. So most of the sales were in the evening after I had left. But in total, it was a pretty good evening for a Thursday night. I was surprised that it was pretty busy. As usual, most of the things that sold were my plushies, but I did sell a couple of home decor items as well. I sold about 6 or 7 of those items as well, so that's all right with me. Of course, I would really like to sell more of the home decor items because it's easier for me to replenish a lot of them quickly, but they are meant to be as a backup for when I run out of crochet plushies for the winter season. So that is the recap for day 1. Things that really surprised me were popular yesterday were, first of all, my mushrooms. My popping mushrooms were super popular. People kept picking them up. And let me check how many we sold yesterday evening because that was probably the number 1 bestseller yesterday. So I checked right now and we ended up selling 6 popping mushrooms, but also something else that got super popular after I left apparently were my little penguin stress balls. So I also sold 6 of those. So I will be needing to replenish those in a bit because I believe that I had 15 of them in my inventory at the start of the season. So a third is already gone. So I will need to get into those again soon, but that's great because that is a plushie that doesn't take me a huge amount of time. So that's good about that. But also something that was super popular yesterday were my brontosauruses. I sold 2 right at the beginning of the market. So people are definitely gravitating towards bigger plushies for the winter season because people are definitely looking for gifts now. That's very obvious. People are very focused on getting a gift for different people, and all of the conversations that were around me were resolving around gifts a lot. So that's awesome for us vendors. And I'm really excited to see how today is different from yesterday because today it's Friday, and on Friday evening I believe that it will be more busy than yesterday. So we will see about that. And something else that I need to do today until I am heading out to the market again is that I will need to make 2 completely black cats for some other vendors. So 2 ladies showed up when my mom was running my booth yesterday and they asked for completely black cats without like any white on them. And usually right now I have closed down my custom orders before Christmas. So I will be opening them up again at the start of the new year because right now I'm just too busy to have my custom orders open because they take me kind of a long time and I need all of the time that I can get to prep right now. So I've closed them down, but for 2 vendors and just making 2 completely black cats is something that I can easily do today. So I will be doing that before I head out to the market today. It's currently 11 and I have to leave at 2, so I will be making those 2 cats right now. And then the other thing that I want to do before I leave is actually go outside and go for like a bit of a walk before standing around there for 8 hours today because the market is from 4 to midnight today. So I want to go outside and go for a walk for a bit and just do something else than just market prepping and markets today. Also, something that happened yesterday evening is that it started to snow last night, and it was super beautiful because I'm at my first Christmas market and it starts snowing, so that's awesome. I think that will get people into the Christmas spirit, and that's very good for us vendors at a early Christmas market. So that was awesome. Today, my big goal is to show you a bit more of the venue because the venue is super, super beautiful. So I hope that I can get a bit of a venue tour in before the market starts today, or maybe like during the market if I have somebody else watching my booth. So that is the big goal for today. And now I will be making my 2 cats, and I will probably check in when I'm at the venue, but not at the market yet. So we will talk later, and I will give you non-talking updates during the market, just little clips of what is going on at the market and stuff like that. Okay, friends, so I'm just about to leave to go back to the market, and I wanted to check in and show you what I'm taking to the market today because I left all of my inventory at the market last night because of the whole situation that my mom was watching my booth and all of that. So we left everything there. I've never actually done that for a several day market event. I've usually always taken my inventory back home and then put it up the next day. But they closed up the tent and they had security overnight, so I hope that everything is all right. But that means that I don't have to take a lot of stuff to the market today. So I finished up the 2 black cats. You can't really see a lot of detail in those, but here they are. So I will be sending them off to their new homes today, hopefully, if the 2 ladies from that other booth show up again, because I never actually met those 2 ladies. They showed up when my mom was watching the booth. So I will be taking those 2 to the market. And then I have also packed a bag with all of the yarn that I want to take to the market. So I packed all of the colors for penguins because they seem to be popular yesterday. So here's all of the colors that we need for those. And then I also packed 2 different greens for making brontosauruses at the market because, as I said in a clip before, brontosauruses were really popular last night. So I sold, I think, 3 of them. And especially in this green color, they're always super, super popular. But this green color also does pretty well. So I packed those 2 greens for making some of the bodies there. I will not be taking any stuffing or any eyes and stuff like that because I just don't have any space behind my booth to store any of that and to actually finish any plushies. So I will be just crocheting there, and then I will finish up all of the plushies when I'm back home, probably on Sunday, because tomorrow I will be at the market for 12 hours, which is kind of insane. It's probably the longest market day I've ever had, so we will see all about that, how that all goes. So this is everything that I'm taking to the market. I will have to drop off the car that I borrowed because I actually also took my mom's car to the market yesterday because my boyfriend and I only have one car and he needs it during the week to go to work and back. So I currently don't have a car since it's Friday today, and I will be dropping my mom's car off at her work, and then I will take the train to the actual market venue. So that's why I have to leave kind of early because it takes me way longer to do that than if I was driving all the way to the venue. But also parking in the city is super expensive. So I believe that tomorrow I will be going by train again as well, just to save some money on parking and stuff like that. And then in the evening, my boyfriend will come and visit me and help me take down everything from the market and pack it up and go home. So that's the plan for now. And then we will regroup at the market. Hallo.
Schau mal. Einkauf vom Gegenüber.
Woraus sind die denn? Das
Papier.
Ist auch Papier. Ja, nicht schlecht. Hallo. Wo ist das Markt? Komm schnell mal los, du machst es Musik. Dann sind es 11 Euro. Dankeschön. Das ist so für Nikolaus. Ja klar, natürlich. Gerade so die kleinen Sachen. Ja. Vielen Dank und viel Spaß beim Schenken. Ebenso.
Schön
Oh.
warm.
Ihr wart
Alles aus Papier.
Ihr seid es mit den Kätzchen, ja klar. Warte mal.
Bücher.
Also, ich habe sie gemacht seit gestern. Oh, eine ist
Erstaunlich stabil.
und die zweite.
Das freut mich. So Deko-Tabletten.
Die waren gestern mit der Mama noch länger.
Ja, an die habe ich gestern übergeben, aber sie hat ja dann kurz davor angerufen. Aber klar, nee, sowas macht man gerne. Ja, das sieht man nicht, weil schwarz ist
Ich habe dann gestern noch die
Ah ja.
als ich das erste Mal
Ich
bei
habe
dir
noch
war,
eine.
Ja.
mich voll die Verliebten gespielt.
In Pink.
Die hatte sie auch schon.
Ja, ja.
Ah ja, genau. Meine Mama hat es gesagt am Telefon kurz so.
Magst du mir noch eine Karte abgeben? Ja. Ich wollte ja auch Liste.
Klar.
Schau mal.
Ah ja, klar.
So ein Gärtchen. Das war mal so ein Zeitchen.
Ich habe mich auch
Das Haus gehört.
Ja. Ja. Ich habe die Tüte hier. Lass mich mal ganz kurz.
Blumen übersetzt. Kleine Körbchen. Ja,
Und dann ist bei jedem von euch eine Katze. Genau, du hast eine Katze.
vier Perlen.
3 bis 1,50.
Kätzchen.
Das ist ganz genau. Platzproblem hier irgendwie.
Das war einer mit Karten.
Ja, das ist gar kein Thema. Das machen wir gleich. Das war ja das Ding gestern Abend. Genau. Dankeschön.
Gebe ich dir dein Kätzchen.
Auch aus Leipzig.
Und bei dir ist dann was? So, jetzt sind wir bei 40. Mein Gott, so schnell weg. Ja, ich nutze es immer so ein bisschen, dass man doch im Kopfrechnen noch ein bisschen fit bleibt irgendwie. Aber so gegen Abend ist dann doch auch vorbei. Also dann fange ich doch auch an, dann irgendwie
Alte Christbaumkugeln, die nicht mehr so schön
zu
waren.
packen. Ja, heute schaue ich bei euch auf jeden Fall mal vorbei. Gestern hatte ich keine Zeit, ich musste dann los. Aber heute werde ich auf jeden Fall noch mal ein bisschen umschauen. Ja, klar. Viel Spaß und vielen Dank euch. Bis nachher.
Okay, so let's do the quickest little check-in for the morning of day 3 of this market because I'm just about to leave because today, as I said, it's super long market hours. It's from 12 to midnight, but we are allowed to leave at 11. So only the food trucks are open until midnight and then we get to leave at 11. So that's pretty fun. It's a very long day. Yesterday evening was pretty good. It was better than Thursday. We did about 2 pages of sales, so that should mean around like 45-ish sales. Pretty awesome. We have crossed the 1,000 euro mark. That's everything that I will say about numbers right now. After the whole market is over, we will get into the exact numbers of everything that sold and the items that sold and everything like that. But for now, that is everything that I will be sharing for numbers. And I now have to leave. I will be going by train to the venue this morning, and then tonight my boyfriend will come and help me tear down the whole setup. And should be pretty fun. I will also be sending him over the market with the camera because I just don't have time to do that. So you should get some more market footage and some more footage of the whole venue because it's so beautiful. And I haven't really been able to show that to you. I will also try to get just more footage today in general because I feel like I haven't shown you quite a lot. But as I said before, it's kind of difficult because we are kind of smushed in all together, all of us vendors, and also because I don't have my usual cash box set up. I feel like very exposed to the people walking around because I don't have anything like put up in front of me. For now, I will be leaving and I will check back in later today or probably tomorrow, but you will definitely see some market footage next. Actually the first one here, so I'm actually able to vlog for once while I'm at the market. So as you just saw, that is how my stand looks during the night. So I try to cover everything up with paper, and now I will be removing the paper, putting my plushies back out because I put them inside overnight to keep them dry because it kind of gets very cold at night right now. And I will be putting my plushies back out, turning the lights on, restocking some of the items that sold late last night, and yeah, that's what we will be doing now.
Everybody knows Christmas is coming. Thank one and all. Time to hang your stockings, baby, and have yourself a ball. People all over this big world, they're getting ready tonight. Families' laughter fills the air. Hearts are warm, love is everywhere. It's the time of beginning love. Thank the stars and the moon above. Hug your kids, tell your friends. Christmas time is here again. Christmas time is here again. It's here again. Christmas time is here again. Go tell your friends. Christmas time is here again. Christmas time is here again.
So, wir haben noch genau 2 Songs. Deswegen schon mal an der Stelle vielen herzlichen Dank für all die aufmerksamen Gesichter, fürs Zuhören. Das Schönste, also das mit dem Bild holen, wie ihr euch denken könnt, war das Schönste ist Menschen, die aufmerksam zuhören. Das ist ganz herzlichen Dank.
Ich weiß schon, Handschritte sind super billig, einheitlich kostet 1 Euro, aber die Entsorgung ist teuer und
Okay guys, so it's now Tuesday and I'm actually on my lunch break currently, but I wanted to give you a bit of a emotional and then like a financial breakdown of this market. So first of all, let's recap the whole market experience for a bit. I know I checked in throughout the 3 days of the market that I was doing and kind of talked a bit about how I was feeling about this market, but I wanted to give you a bit more of a detailed recap as well. So first of all, I hope that with the little clip of the venue that my boyfriend took on Saturday night, you kind of get more of an idea of why I thought this venue was so beautiful. It's very detailed, very thoughtfully set up, so you can definitely tell that the organizers put a lot of thought into how they set up the whole venue and the whole experience. There was live music in the afternoon on Saturday. There was like kids singing competitions and stuff like that. There was lots of good food, and actually all of us vendors got like a little wristlet and we got food for 50% off. So eating was pretty cheap for those 3 days, and that's like a very nice gift that they gave to us vendors. And I really appreciated that because on Saturday we were there for such a long time. We ended up breaking the market down, or like at least us in the tents. We ended up breaking down our booths at around 10. So that was like the deal. They showed up at around 10 and said that we were able to take down our booth now and that they would close up the tents and we were allowed to leave now. So that was awesome. I know that usually I like to stay at the market for the longest time possible, but at that point we had been at the market for 10 hours and I think that's enough market for one day. So I was glad that I was able to take down everything at 10 p.m. and then be home at around like 11:30. So that was pretty appreciated. So let's get into my thoughts about this market and if I would go to this market again. So I would definitely go to this market again. In fact, I'm actually planning to go back to this market next year. They have this market for 4 weeks in a row before Christmas. So I was in the first spot. It was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then Sunday was closed. And now this week there's new vendors. The week after that there's new vendors again. So you can always sign up for a week or like in the beginning as I did for like a shorter time period. So for next year I'm actually planning to go back but signing up for an entire week because of how much I like this market. And then also, you saw in the clip that my boyfriend took of the venue that there were a couple of booths set up outside in like little wooden huts. Those booths are actually slightly more expensive, but for next year, I'm thinking about signing up for an outside booth just because of how much space they got compared to us vendors in the tents, and also because I think that the foot traffic would be even better outside than inside. Even though we still had so much foot traffic, I think you saw that in some of the clips that I took from inside the tent. There were still quite a lot of people in there, but still, for next year, I'm planning to sign up for a whole week and for an outside booth. So definitely going back to this market. I hope they will have me again. But I really enjoyed this market experience overall, and I can't wait to do more Christmas markets. I'm super hyped for those now. And it's definitely a whole different experience than the markets during the year. So let's get into some more of the finances for this market. I actually didn't accurately track how much I spent on food, but it wasn't a lot. So let's just say it was around 25 euros for all 3 days, because as I said before, we got 50% off of food, and I spent some more on food on Thursday night for my mom and on Saturday night for my boyfriend. So I spent quite a lot of food there, but also I was there for quite a long time. So that is to be expected. But the best thing about this market is that I only paid 77 euros of booth fee. And I've never had a more profitable market than this one. I ended up making around 25-ish times my booth fee, which is amazing. So let's get into some of the stats for all 3 days. Okay, so for all 3 days, my stats look like this. On Thursday, I had 36 orders. On Friday, we had 42 orders, and then on Saturday, we had 62 orders, which means that we had a total amount of 140 orders, and I sold 188 items. So a couple people got more than one item, and my average order value was higher than last time, and I think it is the highest that I've ever had. So it was at 14 euros and 11 cents, which is pretty good for me. Then let's get into what types of products sold. So of course, my plushies were the big one as usual. So I sold 128 plushies, and I am really glad that people are liking my plushies, but I still wish that people were gravitating more towards my home decor products and stuff like that, because I can remake them quicker than plushies, but people still love the plushies, so they keep picking them up and loving them the most. So then the second biggest category was my home decor items. I sold 46 home decor items, and for plushies, I'm not really able to settle on bestsellers because a lot of things sold very, very well, and I sold out of quite a lot of things, like all of my small items under 10 euros, completely sold out of them. I sold quite a lot of penguins, I sold out of cats, I sold out of turtles, I sold out of dinos, so it's very hard for me to settle on a bestseller. But for home decor items, the bestseller definitely were my U-shaped candle holders. So they have 2 spots for putting in 2 candles, and I actually sold completely out of them. So I sold 7 of those. So they were definitely the most popular thing. But something else that was also popular for home decor items were my smiley coasters. So they were up there as well. Then third biggest category were my wristlets. I sold 8 of those, and then the least amount of items I sold in a category were my scrunchies. I only sold 2 of them, but that's pretty great because overall, before this market, I had only ever sold 2 of those. So I kind of doubled my overall sales on this product with one singular market. So that is the breakdown for the types of products that sold, and then overall I ended up being just shy of 2,000 euros. So I ended up making 1,975 euros, which is crazy. I think the next best market that I've ever had before that was around 1,200. So I made quite a lot more than that this time. I mean, it was a 3-day market, so it was longer than all of the markets that I've ever done before. But definitely, if I had more plushies, I would have made even more. And that is the reason why I am also signing up for a week next year. And I will be prepping quite a lot for that next year just to be super, super prepared for that. And yeah, that was the experience of that market. I hope I was able to take you guys along well for this market. I know that I didn't check in quite a lot. I will definitely try to do that better for the rest of the Christmas markets, but this was the smallest booth setup I've ever had, so I definitely know I'm more made for a 10 by 10 booth than a one table setup now, but that was the experience. I can't wait to do more Christmas markets, and I will of course take you guys along for that as well. So stay tuned for next week's video because we have 3 more Christmas markets coming up after this one. So thank you so much for watching this video all the way until the end, and I see you guys again next week. So until then, bye!